Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another gameplay video. This time I've got Critnemba on the left and Millnemba on the right. Yes, that super glare leader that you can't see. I'm sorry about that, guys. That is Janemba. So this is a battle from my locals. We got my friend James on the left, my friend Ace on the right. They're doing a little bit of the battle of the Janembas. So guys, before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you guys would like to buy any of the cards you see in this game today, make sure to use my link to TCG Player or Beer Collectibles in the description below. So on the right, Ace is playing dual color Janemba. He is not playing tricolor. He's playing just blue yellow. He doesn't really like the added green engine. He doesn't like how it makes it a little more inconsistent. So there's that. Ace goes first, charges the dual color, and passes. Now James is going to charge his own dual color. It is a blue yellow variant of Critnemba, something that me, him, and one of my patrons worked on all together. And it's a really cool build. I mean, the deck does a lot of stuff. It's got elements of aggro, elements of control. We like it a lot as opposed to the mono blue build. So Ace on the right, just kind of playing the reactionary game. He's got the 2 open energy, just waiting to counter whatever James plays. James is going to just swing for a damage and pass turn. And it doesn't seem like he opened a 2-drop play, but the Critnemba deck really does start going off on turn 3. I think you'll see that in the next turn. So Ace just attacking and milling, waiting to play reactionary, not too much going on his side, but James is going to tap out for the Childish Heart Janemba. Nice thing is it does have barrier in case Ace was playing the tricolor version, but either way, James does not have to fear Vegeta the Cruel. James is going to pass turn here. I think he wants to play the type of game where he's going to starve Ace on cards, because the deck obviously crits a ton, so it seems like he doesn't want to give Ace cards off his life until he can start critting. Makes sense to me, so we'll see how the strategy pans out for him. Ace is going to tap 4 here. He's going to play the Demon Sword. He's not really in too much of a threat of dying, so tapping out for 4 is really not too bad. He's going to swing at James for a crit here, a 20k crit. James pretty much forced to take it, and he's going to force him to mill 2. Does have barrier, so he won't kill the Childish Heart, but the mill 2 is definitely going to further his game plan. Now Ace is swinging for another mill 2, but James is in awakening range here, so that's pretty good for him, I would say. He's got the 3rd dual color Beerus, perfect energy right there. So he's going to go in with the Childish Heart. Seems like he's getting ready for an aggressive turn. He's going to activate Childish's effect. Oh, that could be a bad sign. It looks like James doesn't have the proper 4-drop in his deck. That's really, really rough. Yeah, so ideally he wants to play the 4-drop from his deck that allows him to play a 5-drop from his hand, but it doesn't seem like he has it in his deck. It must have got milled. That's quite unfortunate. So he's not going to be able to get the play off the Childish Heart, but he does have the 4-drop in hand, so he can awaken and play it. It's going to kind of stifle his tempo a bit, but if he has to do it, he has to do it. So yeah, look at him. He's contemplating. He really does not want to awaken at this 1 energy. He doesn't want to get this minimal value off his awaken, but he has to do it. Nice thing is, the leader is going to swing for a big crit. And he just do the 5-drop Janemba, which is a very good card to draw in this situation if you didn't already have it. And it doesn't look like he did, so that's really clutch. So James crits the Crusher Ball off the life. Now he's swinging for another ginormous crit, and he hits in the gate. That is something you definitely want to see. Now he's doing Janemba things where he plays the other 5-drop for the 25k crit. This is a good situation for James to be in here. Really rough that he didn't hit off a Childish Heart, but the fact that he does now have the big boss monster 5-drop on board, that's a good sign for sure. He's going to force the awaken on defense, which is another good thing. Let's see if Ace can get out of this 25k crit. And he is in a combo in to play the Gohan. So Ace likes this card. I know that because he likes playing it into the board. It either, almost acts as a blocker because the opponent pretty much has to deal with it, or it's just more pressure that they have to deal with, or it helps clear aggression, helps clear your opponent's battle cards if they're 15k or less. So Ace is a big fan of that. I know my teammate Trey Faircloth is a big fan of that as well. So 2 things they have in common there. But so Ace is going for more pressure. Now here's the thing. James is at 4 life, so he can't really be affording to take too much damage because Janemba can realistically just outright kill you with a well-timed Furling Chuck and Champa. He will go to 3 here, but now I think he's gonna have to start defending. We'll see what happens at that point. He's going to go to 2 here. So he is going to go to 2. Not really fearing the Champa. We'll see what happens as a result of that, though. Ace does have 4 energy up. That's a lot of defensive energy you can play with here. So we're going to go leader crit at the Millnemba. He's going to super combo it. So he wants his damage to go through. He wants him to go to 3 life with the crit. And he's going to take it. Doesn't look like Ace's hand is too defensive if he's just taking that off a 30k crit. So he is going to activate the Critnemba leader effect. So if Ace wants to counterplay, it's going to cost him. Oh, looks like Ace is playing the green version of this build. Okay, I just saw the Kami in his hand. I know that lately it seems like Ace has cut the green version, at least from attending locals, but I guess in this iteration of the deck, he was playing green. So there's the 25 to match the 25. Let's see what he drops here. Another combo to play Gohan. That's going to be a lot of pressure for James if he doesn't happen to win this very turn. He's going to activate the 5-drop Janemba's effect. And he, oh, okay, so it plays from the warp, so he doesn't have a target, but he can get the other 5-drop in his hand and play, which is a good call on his part. That's another very large crit. Ace doesn't want to activate counterplay because he can't really afford to. It's going to cost him a lot of cards out of his hand, but he is going to defensively Senzu Bean here. That's a +5, so they are tied at 20k, 20k, and a 5k, yep. And the 5-drop effect activates again. Another 5-drop comes down to the board. Another ginormous crit. This is actually taxing at Ace's hand, which is exactly what James wants to be doing here. So we will see what happens with this 25k crit. At 3 life, it's pretty scary for Janemba, because no matter what, he's not getting cards. Looks like Ace is going to negate the attack. Yep, makes sense. 25k crit at 3 life, pretty threatening. Don't want to be taking one of those. Those 2 Gohans restanding, though, that is quite threatening. For if I'm James right now, that seems quite threatening. So this Janemba looks like it's going at life. Looks like James chooses not to counter, but I don't think Ace has the Champa to punish it. The leader going to 20k, though, is good, because that means those Gohans are pretty much dead at this point. They can't really threaten the leader unless Ace decides to combo into it. So that was an efficient way of ending Ace's turn. It's a gamble, because if Ace had the Champa, he might have been able to punish James, but doesn't look like he has a ton of combo power in his hand. James took the gamble, and the 1 bean essentially shut off Ace's turn, so that was a pretty solid move there. A good gamble that definitely paid off. So that is going to force Ace to pretty much pass turn, and Ace really can't afford to activate counterplays here. Oh, and James just drew the Champa for the crit. That's going to be huge. That's going to be very big. Just going to skip charge here. And James still has a pretty decent amount of deck. Like, not attacking on the front side seemed to have paid off for him. I think the strategy he went with was very solid. Now he's debating dropping the Champa on the leader. He could drop it on the 5-drop, but maybe Ace would be more inclined to negate that one. So he's going to super combo there. And he's going to drop the Champa. Okay, so that is a 40k double strike crit, because I believe the Critnemba leader gains +5k. I could be wrong in misremembering that. But if I'm correct, that means that is a 40k double strike crit. That's a big number. And Ace has not seemed to have too much combo power this entire game. He does have the God Strike in hand, though. The God Strike is a very interesting card here. He is going to use it here, it seems like. Is he going to take away the crit or the double strike? That's the question. Yeah, double strike crit. Neither is a great thing to remove. If he removes the crit, he gets 2 cards to his hand, but he's at 1 life for a big swing to finish him off. He's going to take away the crit. He wants the cards. Yeah, either way, it's a really tough decision, so I guess it is what it is there. He is going to activate the Critnemba effect to stop counterplay. He's going to hard cast the 4-drop here. This is nice, too, because it will get rid of one of those Gohans. He's going to go with the leader with that. I think I would have swung with the 5-drop first just to see what happened, but either way is pretty much okay. Seems like James isn't going to combo in that one. So he's going to drop another 5k. That should be 25. Oh, man, we have a misplay here. So Senzu Bean is not a card that technically counts as a combo. It should go right to the drop area, but I guess Ace misplayed it. James didn't catch it. That's okay though. We'll see what happens off the rest of this. So James is gonna proc the 4-drop Janemba to bring out the 5-drop, I believe, from the bottom of the deck. I believe. I kind of forget where all these dudes seem to play each other from. So he's gonna drop a combo. So he's gonna go 20k at leader. Ace examining the drop area, seeing what other threats that James could possibly throw at him. He is going to negate that one. Okay. Ace is real low on hand here, though. And James just going to keep going. Going to just keep going. And he is going to be able to remove one of the Gohans with the 4-drop. Now we have another 5-drop Janemba going in. Does Ace not have a blue card in his hand? Oh, I don't think he has a blue card in his hand to use for the... He can't use the leader negate or the drop area negate. And that seems like it's pretty much going to be the game. We'll see, though. That's a 30k at a 20k because his leader is Senzu Beaned. Alright, so he'll get out of that one. Does James have any way to extend? Doesn't look like it. So Ace is gonna get a turn back. Although it doesn't seem like he has too much going for him. Critnemba at the leader. James is pretty much forced to negate this. Yeah, because he's tapped out. Wants to get the energy back. Makes sense. He does have 10Ks in his hand to combo with. That's pretty good. Is he just going to use the second negate here? He is going to use the drop area negate. All right. What's the pitch? He's going to pitch the Bojack. He does have another negate in hand too, so that's pretty solid. Now Ace is kind of debating, what's he going to do here? He could drop the Champa and swing for game. He can do that. He won't draw a card off of it because it only draws a card during the opponent's turn. So we'll see what he decides to do here. He's just gonna drop an offensive 2-drop. 15k at lead. It's gonna get negated. He can drop the Champa and still swing, but it'll be tapped out, so he won't be able to use the Infernal Villain he's still in his hand. It's a tough situation to be in. Very tough situation. He's just gonna pass turn on it. Yeah, he can't really. It's not really gonna do too much for him. And I'm pretty sure at this point, this seals the deal for James. And he draws into the Champa, adding insult to injury. James is quite low on deck, but doesn't matter too much. That is the Infernal Villainy. Ace does draw into a negate. He's got double negate now. So his D magic, he does draw the Bojack in his hand. James is gonna mill 1, but James should be able to extend. He's gonna tag out the Janemba for another Janemba. Crusher Ball. Oh, but I think that Janemba has deflect if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't matter. James can keep going in. Yeah, and that's pretty much all she wrote, it seems like. Yep, so even though there's a few misplays there, James still did get the game he deserved to get. So that's pretty solid there. I'm going to have to go back and talk to those guys. I want to go back to locals and tell them a few things here and there. But, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay. The blue-yellow Critnemba deck is very cool. If you guys want the profile, let me know in the comments below. I will gladly get that to you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.